Hey, what's up, you guys? Cameron Cornish here, your #1 real estate agent in St. George. This is Living in STG, and today we are going to be talking about vacation and nightly rentals. That's right. If you're thinking about purchasing a investment property here in Southern Utah, this is a must-watch video for you. I'm going to cover everything from pros and cons to zoning and restrictions, and even go check out some of my favorite vacation rental communities here in Southern Utah and give you guys everything you need to know so when you're ready to make that purchase, you are well informed. First up on my list, we're going to go over to Desert Color, which has a ton of amenities that I'm going to cover as well. Cole West has some really awesome properties for sale and new ones being built as we speak. And then we're going to go over to Santa Clara, the most beautiful part of St. George in my biased opinion, because that's where I live, and go over to Arcadia, which has a spot in my heart. I'll explain more of that in the video to come. Come check it out with me. We'll do it together, and make sure you got all the info you need to make that purchase when you're ready. Let's go do it together. All right, first up on our list of places I want to take you guys to today, we are headed over to Desert Color, and I'm always excited to talk about this community just because it's so amazing. It has so many awesome amenities that are involved when you're a resident that actually lives here, and I will also link in the description below a video that I did about this community and everything involved and just what it's like being a resident there. They have a 2.5 acre lagoon, you guys. They're getting ready to put in some restaurants and a coffee shop, and there's just so much to do. They also have these really awesome events that they do throughout the year for the residents there. They have summer kickoffs and they do stuff for 4th of July. It really is an awesome place to come and vacation. So let's give you guys a quick tour of these vacation rental approved condos. And these are actually built by Cole West. I'm going to give you 2 tours, you guys. This is the smaller one, and then I'll take you over to the bigger one right afterwards. But this one is 2 bedroom and 2 bath. It's only about 1,000 square feet as well, but it comes with stainless steel appliances. And another awesome thing about these condos is you will actually get access to all 3 of the sky decks that are here. It's actually called the Cove. You're only a stone's throw away from the lagoon that's downstairs and all the amenities as well. This condo right here you can get for about $470,000. They do have different floor plans with different pricing, but they're all about the same. Here's the bigger one I wanted to show you guys. This one's actually at $799 right now, but this is 4 bedroom and it's 4.5 bath. And it actually can sleep quite a few people. This is the 1 bedroom that's downstairs. And then there's actually 3 other bedrooms upstairs as well that we'll go look at here in a minute. But this community in Desert Color right here is called The Shores, and they have more and more construction going up. You'll see that in a second. There's a loft, there's a patio deck. This bedroom actually has built-in bunk beds that sleep 6 people. So when it's all said and done, you get beds in here. This unit could probably sleep 15 people easy. Here's the patio deck, you guys. Comes with a spa, fire pit. There's just so much that you can do here. So again, something for you to look at this vacation nightly rental at Desert Color. All right, you guys. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed that tour of that property out in Desert Color, and hopefully you even consider it as well as a place to look as far as buying an investment property. And again, just a quick plug, if that's something you're looking into, hey, make sure you reach out to me. I would love to help you with that and answer any questions that you might have about it. So let's get into some pros and cons real fast, you guys, because there definitely are some pros and cons when it comes to the whole vacation rental situation, is what we will call it here in St. George, okay? Now, first and foremost, keep in mind as well, as I'm talking about St. George, it's also going to be the same exact situation in Ivins and Santa Clara, Washington, and then even out in Hurricane, except for one minor exclusion that I'll talk to you guys about here in a second. But let's just get into it, okay, you guys? The first pro that comes with vacation properties in St. George is big demand. That's right, you guys. There is a whole slew of reasons why people want to come to St. George and visit and have vacations and bring their family and have a good time. I mean, there's just so much, you guys. There's these state parks. You got Quail Creek. You got Sand Hollow. You got Snow Canyon. And then you even have Zion National Park. Zion brings about 5 million visitors a year to it. And a lot of times, guess where they're staying? That's right, they're coming out to St. George. Not only that, you guys, St. George is a huge hub for outdoor activity. There's people that come down here all the time that just want to go rock climbing or mountain biking or even hiking. They come to all of these state parks just to get in the outdoors and get away from the city a little bit and go explore nature. That's another big reason why people come here. There's also Bryan Head, which is about an hour and a half drive north from St. George, and people want to go snowboard and have a fun day in the snow and then get out of the snow, right? There's some people like me, because I'm a big believer that hell is actually full of snow and not fire. So a lot of people just want to go to Bryan Head, have their fun snow day, and then come back to St. George, have their vacation home to come back to. Not only that, you guys, there's a ton of events that happen in St. George, like the Ironman triathlon. I can't say that word, you guys. I really can't. I don't know what's going on right now. Hopefully I'm not having a stroke from this energy drink, but let's just call it Ironman, right? You got Ironman that goes on. You have the St. George Marathon as well. Not only that, there's the spring break baseball tournaments that happen as well. And St. George is a huge hub for baseball. So there's the Parade of Homes that happens. And then not only that, Black Desert Golf Course actually is going to be hosting the LPGA Tour in 2025. So like that's something else to think about. So the whole point is, you guys, there's big demand when it comes to vacation rentals here in St. George. A con of vacation rentals here in St. George is that there's actually zoning restrictions when it comes to nightly or vacation rentals. Short-term residential rentals are actually prohibited to residential zones, mobile home zones, agricultural zones, and residential plan development zones. And so the way that they do it here in Southern Utah, they will have certain neighborhoods and complexes that are specifically designed for vacation properties. Now, I say that's a con. There are some pros to that I'll get into here in a second, but I do say that it's a con because I know a lot of other cities, like the one I come from in Las Vegas, you can buy a home a certain amount of miles from the strip and then Airbnb it if you want and make your extra money that way with really no zoning restriction requirements at all. Coming from Las Vegas and just kind of being familiar with some of the laws out there, I would definitely say that's a con when it comes to St. George. Now, the pro to that is that you're not gonna have a bunch of random people in your neighborhood that don't belong there because they're doing a vacation rental in your neighborhood, right? Like we've all heard those horror stories before. You're hanging out in your neighborhood and a party bus pulls up and your next door neighbor, has, an Airbnb and they are just partying all night and there's 20 cars parked on your block that you're not familiar with at all. We've all heard those horror stories. So I would definitely say that's a pro. You don't got to worry about that here in St. George, especially if you're a resident of Southern Utah. So it definitely keeps the neighborhoods quiet, clean, and rarely are you going to have any kind of issues or problems with your neighbors partying and being crazy. Now, on the flip side of that, you guys, the con is that you're going to have more inflated prices when you're thinking about purchasing an investment property for an Airbnb or a nightly or vacation rental home, right? Because they're inside these communities and these complexes specifically designed and zoned for vacation properties. A home that would be, typically maybe $700,000 is now listed at $900,000 or maybe even $1 million because they know that it's an income producing property. They know you're going to make money off of it, so you're going to have to pay a premium for that. Not only that, is there's also a higher demand for it. There's more people wanting and looking for those kinds of properties, and so because of that as well, you're going to be paying more. So just be prepared for that and make sure you factor that in as far as profits and losses when it comes to your vacation investment property, right? Now for another pro. The cool thing about the fact that there's these certain complexes and communities that are specifically designed for vacation properties and people that want to actually come on vacation is that you get a really good vibe. And this is honestly one of the reasons why I moved to St. George from Las Vegas, was because when we actually came out here and started visiting and we would stay at these vacation rental properties, we just noticed that the vibe of the community was amazing, right? Now, I honestly thought that was just the vibe of St. George, and it is for the most part, but I was also kind of tricked because I didn't realize that everyone in this community was also there for a vacation, okay? I thought it was a normal neighborhood that everyone lived in when I first stayed out here, but it created a really awesome environment where everybody that's a part of that community is there wanting to have a good time. Typically in these neighborhoods, you're gonna have you're gonna have swimming pools, you're gonna have pickleball courts and tennis courts and basketball courts. And it just seems like at night, everyone is out having fun. Everyone's there together. You see a ton of families gathered together, and it really kind of gives you that vacation vibe where you feel like you're at a hotel on vacation somewhere like in Cabo. You know, you get the whole vibe of it. And I think that is a pro when it comes to having these specifically designed vacation property communities. And a lot of people tend to enjoy it. So keep that in mind as well. Now, another con of owning a home in one of these communities is that you're going to have an assigned property management company. Depending on where that property is, they're going to go ahead and take care of that for you, and you're going to have to pay them for that service as well. And I know it's kind of frustrating. That's why I say it's a con, because it's like, well, it's my home. I should be able to do whatever I want with it, and I should be able to use whoever I want to use to do property management. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Part of the law when it comes to buying a home in one of these communities is that there's already going to be a property management company that's going to take care of that for you. So if you are thinking about wanting to do it yourself and doing that, saving yourself money, unfortunately, that's not really an option. So I would definitely say that's a con. All right, guys, now definitely keep in mind, these pros and cons are not just for St. George. They're also for surrounding cities here in southern Utah, like Washington, Santa Clara, and Ivins, and then even out in Hurricane as well, except for one exemption when it comes to Hurricane. In Hurricane, they actually will allow you to have vacation rentals in residential zone neighborhoods, but there is a limit throughout the entire city. And I know there's a waiting list for it as well. I've heard that the waiting list is kind of long, but if your property is designed in a way that you can rent it out, you could actually get a permit for it. You just have to go on that waiting list. Now, I do know that there's some requirements as well. I'm pretty sure that you have to have a 2-acre lot. You have to get permission from all your neighbors within about 300 feet from your home as well. And there's also some strict parking restrictions when it comes to that. So just keep that in mind. And I doubt that everyone honestly follows those rules when it comes to vacation rentals, not just in Hurricane, but in St. George altogether, right? There are people that do it and they don't follow those laws and they get away with it. Some people get caught. I know if you do, there's fines and there's things like that that you're gonna have to deal with. But overall, everything I talked about today is the legal way to have vacation and rental properties here in southern Utah. There's my pros and cons. Now, I want to show you guys another place here in St. George, more specifically in Santa Clara. And this place actually has a spot in my heart because it was one of the main reasons why we moved to St. George. And so let's go have a tour. I want to show you guys around and take a look at it. Let's go do it together. Welcome to Arcadia, you guys. This is a vacation rental neighborhood over in Santa Clara. And again, one of the reasons why we fell in love with this area was because we stayed here years ago and just fell in love with the community and the mountains and the beauty of Santa Clara, Utah. But this vacation rental neighborhood has some pretty awesome amenities, you guys. As you can see, there's a pool, there's a ton of slides, you can get poolside cabanas, there's a clubhouse with an arcade inside, and you can even rent some e-bikes if you want to as well. Take those around the neighborhood or over to Harmon's or maybe even down to Snow Canyon. Right next to this, there's also Paradise Village, which is another vacation rental community, and a lot of good amenities as well that they offer as far as pools, pickleball courts, all sorts of fun things to do with the family. There's actually a couple homes available for sale in Arcadia around the $1 million range, and then over in Paradise Village, they're more around the $700,000 range. So just keep that in mind. I hope you consider these as an investment when you're thinking of vacation rentals here in southern Utah, and hopefully you enjoyed that tour. All right, you guys, there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you learned more about the vacation rental community here in southern Utah. If there's some things I didn't cover in this video and you have some questions you want answers to, do me a favor, make sure you reach out to me. All my contact information is in the description below. Not only that, if you type investment in the comments below, I will send you your own PDF booklet of all the vacation rental communities here in southern Utah. Altogether, I think there's about 34 or 35 of them. I will send that to you as well as a gift from me to you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more videos just like this, and stay up to date on all things happening real estate related here in St. George. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.